Okay, great. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and we are recording this video, and you will be able to get a copy of this and the PowerPoint as well. I'll send a follow-up email. My name is Paris. My IBO is Virtual Lions. I do IBO mentoring and consulting as well, and our company is Rise to the Top. So today we're pretty much doing a seminar on answering questions of how to get started as an IBO, as well as making money, marketing, and those sorts of things, and getting ready for your first agent. I know that there's a lot of new faces and a lot of new IBOs, so if you have any questions, you can feel free to come over the mic. You can put them in the chat as well, and we'll have a Q&A at the end to answer any questions that you may have. So first, for all those that are not already registered as an IBO, the things that you need to become an IBO, you'll need an LLC or an incorporated company, and you can do that from your Secretary of State website. You'll need an EIN and a business bank account. I also highly recommend a website with a domain usually matching your business name, a professional email, phone number, and social media business page. Those three things will be essential and key with marketing. To get the legally registered incorporation or LLC, you can do that again through your Secretary of State website. I'm in Georgia, so I have the one for Georgia on there. If you're not in Georgia, you can put in Google Secretary of State followed by your state name and it will come up. The cost is generally between $50 to $250. I do know some states that are charging up to $500 though. Arise says that they do require you to be S Corp or C Corp if you file for an LLC, and you'll definitely want to look at those differences to decide which one you want to do. If you've already gotten your LLC and you're not S Corp or C Corp, you can file still and become one as long as you're within, I know in Georgia, I believe it's the first 90 days you can do it. The EIN is free. You can get that on irs.gov. And when you do it, it's going to ask you what type of a company you are. I always put that you're a virtual contact center that provides sales, customer service, and technical support for your clients. The business bank account. So I have Navy Federal and I have Wells Fargo. With this company, I have Capital One with my other company. Capital One you can get online. Navy Federal, you have to be military affiliated, but they're great. And Wells Fargo you can do over the phone as well. If you already have a bank, I would check with your local bank. They usually require a $25 to $50 deposit to get started with your business bank account. You will need your LLC and EIN before you do the business bank account. And so are there any questions from anyone who's looking to become an IBO and not necessarily one yet on the steps and the things that you actually need to do it? How long does it take? So it depends on your state. Most filings come back within 14 days though when you do them. No problem. So to get ready for your first agent, I recommend that you have your foundation built before you start recruiting heavily, because if you don't, you're going to be fumbling around to try to build your company and recruit, and that's going to really take time, a lot of time. But if you can go ahead and get your foundation done, then all you'll have to focus on is recruiting and managing. So things that you'll need to know: your payroll dates, the pay method, the method that you're going to be paying them, and your pay scale. A lot of IBOs, not all of them, but a lot of them pay either on the 1st and the 15th or the 15th and the last day of the month, just because those pay dates usually, and I pay on the 15th and the last day of the month. If you have a larger company and you're doing a payroll service, sometimes they don't deposit next day. It can take 3, 4, 5 days depending on who you're using. and that will give you enough time to get them paid by that date. Pay method, there's all kind of pay methods. Direct deposit is probably going to be your easiest. If you still want to do the old-fashioned checks, you can. You can pay through PayPal. And if you run across agents that don't have a bank account, American Express has, I think it's called the Bluebird, that they can go and sign up for the Bluebird card, and it'll give them a checking account number and a routing number, and you can direct deposit into that for them. So if you get agents that may have check system problems where they're not able to get a bank account, that's a better route than PayPal, because PayPal does charge exuberant fees. And your pay scale, you have to decide what you want to pay them. We have IBOs, and I'll talk about that as well in your monetization method. There's some IBOs pay what a rise pays, and some IBOs take money off the top and pay them, like say if we have a cable client and a rise pays $11 an hour. Some IBOs will pay the CSP that $11. Some IBOs may only pay them $9. So those extra $2 an hour becomes profit. My company, we pay what a rise pays. And here's the thing with that. There's premier IBOs that do it all kinds of different ways. When you don't pay what a rise pays, agents talk, and you'll find that you'll start losing agents because they're going to feel like you're cheating them or kind of lying to them when they find out other agents with other companies are making more. But it's your decision on how you monetize, since it's your company. But that will be an issue that you'll run into if you don't pay what a rise pays. So you may want to take that into consideration. The rules and requirements for your company, you'll definitely want to have that mapped out. Are you going to require them to give you a notice if they want to leave your IBO? What rules do you have? So we require a 30-day notice. If you're going to leave, cool. We don't hold you hostage. Let us know at least 30 days out so that we can do what we need to do on our end. We have contracts letting you know pretty much that you are 1099. You'll want contracts stating that specifying that they're 1099, that outlines that. So what happens is, if you don't have this stuff in order legally, when you do grow, you can face problems with the IRS. There's been a few premier partners that's had that problem of the IRS coming back, and if they determine that you are treating your agents as W-2, what'll happen is they will make you back pay the benefits to your agents and make you convert your whole company over to W-2. Arise will not help you. I'm going to tell you, Arise, I love Arise, but they cover themselves. So everything Arise does is strategic. They have lawyers, all that good stuff working for them. So they put the burden on us pretty much to manage and do the legal stuff. And Arise has gotten sued several times, and so they've changed a lot to where the burden is off of them and it's more on us. So you have to make sure you're legally set. Lines of communication is a big one. You definitely want to have open availability and hours. And you need to be available when you say you're available. That's the number one reason I have agents come to my IBO, is because they can never contact theirs. Phone, email, chat, social media, and contact us forums are great ways. We have a social media page. We have a public business page. We also have a private page just for our agents. So on our private page, you can ask questions, you can meet other agents, we do contests, we talk about clients. I tell them not to sign up for certain clients. The cable client, for one, if there's any incentives or anything, because it's a closed group for our agents only, I put it on that page. And our agents can chime in and help each other as well. Phone number, that's why I was telling you about the business number. You'll want to do that. Have your hours listed that you'll be open. Email is a great line of communication. You'll want to do a business email. There are so many widgets now that you can add to your website to get chat boxes on your website. That's a great way to keep in touch as well. And then the old-fashioned contact us form, I know I have one available on mine. I hardly have any CSPs that go on there and use it though. They prefer all the other channels I have. So what you'll also want to have is general knowledge of being a 1099. You'll want to know the laws behind being 1099, what's required. Look on irs.gov to see the stipulations for being 1099. You'll want to know about the different clients and what they offer, and what your agent can expect when they're enrolling. Get acquainted with AVA. They just redid AVA, so AVA's supposed to be way better, which is AVA's our Arise virtual assistant. So you can type any question in. AVA may or may not answer it. She is a lot better than she used to be. So if you log into the portal, on the top right-hand side, there's a support button. You press support, and you'll have the option to click AVA. The chat box will pop up. Type your question in. AVA can answer a lot of things for you. And you can also go to partner support. If AVA doesn't give you the answer, in that same chat box, just type in check on incident status, and you can get a live person come in. You'll want to know your onboarding process. What are you going to do when that agent reaches out to you? What is your process? Are you going to email them? Are you going to call them? What are you going to do? How you're going to monetize, how your company is going to make its money. You'll want to have that set up, and any perks you want to offer. Just a tip about the perks. So when I first started, I probably would have offered you my arm and leg for you to sign up with me, just not knowing any better. You don't have to offer 1,000 perks to keep your agents. In this type of a platform, they really just want somebody that can answer their questions when they have them, and that's available. And perks are nice, but don't like go bankrupt trying to offer perks. It's not that important. So when you're signing your first agent, these are the steps to getting them signed up with you if you haven't ever signed an agent up. Don't just sign up any and everyone. When you hit Premier Partner status, that will hurt you. So what will happen is you'll get all these people that say they want to work. You're really excited because, oh, I have 10 people that are interested. Okay, so you get 10 people interested. Just being honest, you may get 1 or 2 actually sign up for a course because everybody's interested. Everybody is signing up under your IBO, and they become what you call squatters. I leave my squatters on my list. They may come back and sign up, but talk to them first. So we do meet and greets. When you sign up with us, we have a scheduled in meet and greet. We call you, we have a conversation, we talk to you, we find out who you are, what you like, what type of clients you're looking for, your hours. We let you know everything about the company. And after our meet and greets, we do follow-up emails. So I have a follow-up to our meet and greet email I send out, giving them all the information again. This same information is also in our contracts. The same information is also in our information portal. So you'll find that people don't really read, and so list your information as much as you can because nobody really reads these days, it seems. Even if you give them the information in like 10 spots, a lot of people will still ask you the questions. So just for those that do read, I put the information over and over again out. See if they're a good fit. How do they speak when they're on the phone with you? Some IBOs do Skype interviews face-to-face with them. I know if you're local, some IBOs will actually do like lunch interviews where they'll take you out and that sort of a deal. I'm going to be honest, I usually do phone meet and greets. I haven't done like the lunch thing, but I do know it works for some IBOs. Then walk them through the sign-up process. A lot of IBOs lose agents at this point because you have them interested and now they don't know what to do. They're like, okay, I'm signing up. What am I supposed to be doing? Let them know about the $7.95 background check. Tell them how they do the background check and go to, they select join an Arise network. And then for them to join your network, you'll need to give them your CSP ID. If you don't have it, go to AVA, type CSP ID, and AVA can give it to you. Once they put that in, you can approve them on your end. They will then sign the rest of the paperwork that Arise has, and you can finalize it. They are then yours. They're on your roster. That's your agent. Start your onboarding process at that point. Keep in touch and make sure you're following up with them. Because most of the time they'll sign up, and even after meet and greet, they'll still kind of be like, well, I'm lost. So follow up, encourage them to sign up. Like for us, we offer certification completion bonus if you sign up within 7 days of enrolling, which is pretty much you're getting reimbursed your certification fee. But don't word it that way, because being 1099, that can put you on a W-2 line. So we word it certification completion bonus. So once you have them approved, and I was telling you again about the meet and greet, I try to do this within 24 to 48 hours while they're still excited about signing up. So what we discuss is the fees that they can expect to pay. I tell them about the fees, the unpaid certification, the clients, hour picking. I don't ever ask anybody if they do drugs, but I do let them know which clients require a drug test. Our medical client does, the cable client does, and so does our cruise client. They all require the drug test. I let them know the pay dates and the potential pay. So in the meet and greet email that I send, I actually just have all the clients listed on my list, and the pay is next to every client that Arise offers. I email them that list so that we don't have to keep going back and forth about who's paying what. They have the list of what everyone is paying, and they can make their decision off of there. I usually tell them base pay for Arise is between 9 and 11 to 12 an hour, depending on the client. That's base pay all around. You'll see Facebook ads with some IBOs, and they'll be like $14 an hour. Usually they're talking about the cable client. That is not base pay. The cable client itself, base pay is 11 an hour. You can earn incentives on a lot of these clients, but it's not guaranteed. I don't ever give an amount that's not guaranteed, because if they don't earn incentives, they're going to be like, well, where's my 14 an hour? And they've only earned 11. So base pay is between 9 and 12 depending on the client. I give them the irs.gov site to read about being a 1099 and what they need to do. You need to learn about it so that you can tell them some about it. Don't give tax advice. What we say is, we're not giving you tax advice, but what we recommend is take 20 to 30% out of each check, put it to the side. You can go on to irs.gov and you can pay it quarterly. Any perks you offer, you'll want to go over how they can reach you, and ask some questions that can help guide them to a client that will fit them. I don't just let them pick the clients, because they don't know about the clients. That's why I recommend you learn them. If you know, like if they're like, oh, I hate tech support, well, don't put them in the cable company. You'll want to guide them towards probably our Magical Kingdom company, probably our Office company, sister company, maybe our roadside assistance, that sort of thing. If they hate sales, you don't want them on our cruise line company, or you don't want them on our timeshare company. So get to know your clients and your agents, because if you don't, they'll just quit in the long run because they'll be unhappy. Also tell them how to get all the information themselves. That's one thing you don't want to do, is hold their hand the whole time. You want to be attentive, but you don't want to hold their hand, because you're going to do it for the rest of their career with you. I always tell them how they can get information themselves. So there's the little blue circle above the select button next to each client. They can click it, a big PDF pops open, tells them everything they need to know except for pay. You want to stress for them to make sure they have the right equipment for the client they choose. Arise will not refund them for not having the right equipment. So do stress that they have the right equipment. As far as the fees go, So Arise charges every IBO a fee of $19.75 per active agent per pay period. Arise is like Uncle Sam with that. They're going to get their money before you get paid the invoice. So for every agent you have that's active, that $19.75 is coming out. Now, the more agents you have, the less the fee is. Starting at, I want to say it's 6 agents. So 6 to 10 agents, they take $2 off the fee. And then the discount goes up from there. And once you hit 100 agents, they don't charge you that fee anymore. So you'll want to make sure you charge enough for your agents to cover that fee for themselves. There's the background check, that's $7.95. Your agents will have the certification fee. Now, when you hit Premier status, if you're Premier Gold or Silver, Arise will give you a certain amount of vouchers every month. Like Premier Gold gets $300 a month. And you can actually give those vouchers out to help your agents pay for clients if you want to. I will tell you about that. So I've learned the hard way after spending a ton of money. The more you pay for the client, the less likely they are to graduate. People don't care about things when they're not having to spend their own money. I would be very careful about that. I don't pay for clients anymore at all. And be careful when offering that, because that can also be seen as you having W-2 opposed to 1099. So you have to be very careful with that. I said if you want to pay for them to sign up, cool. They're a lot less likely to graduate. So that's why I offer the certification completion bonus, and I don't actually pay that out for 90 days. You have to take calls for 90 days to get that. And so you know that they're going to get through certification and they're going to actually work and not just quit. You'll have a yearly renewal fee for your legal entity. Whether it's an LLC or an incorporation, you'll have a renewal fee. You may have fees for the programs used to manage agents, and then your marketing fees if you choose to do other marketing outside of free marketing. Those are the fees that you will have as an IBO. Well, I said this first fee, you can pass that on to your individual agents with the fee that you charge. So for recruiting, some different recruiting methods. Social media is a big one. I recommend just signing up for every job board that you can, local ones. I spent one night just, I went on Google and I Googled random cities, states, and like I just went on Facebook and put the names and then job in there, and it'll bring up the job boards, and if you do it in the Facebook search bar for that area. I joined a ton of those job boards. I joined all the work from home job boards. Definitely Facebook. Get on Facebook if you're not on there. You'll get a ton of clients that way. Job fairs. We've done job fairs. We're actually doing one next week locally. Go to job fairs, set up, get some little pins made with your company name on them, that sort of a deal. You can get clients that way. Colleges are great. College students want flexibility. We have a lot of college students working for us. So you can go put your flyers out if you have a local college. Put your flyers out. If you're alumni, talk to the teachers and have them recommend you. Comment section on job sites. I'll just randomly go to sites sometimes, read through, and just like put my business information on there. I've gotten people that way. Word of mouth is a big one. A ton of my agents refer in agents all the time. I also offer a referral bonus, so it encourages my agents to refer agents in. You're more likely to get a good batch of agents when they're referred in. And another big one is like kids schools, sports functions and activities where you have other moms and, maybe a lot of them maybe stay at home and that sort of a deal. I always get agents that way as well. If you're near military base, military wives, They're at home a lot of times. Very good agents as well. So those are just some different marketing ideas that you can have. There's several ways to monetize as an IBO. You can charge an IBO fee, which most IBOs do. I've seen the IBO fees generally go from about $39 to I've seen some IBOs that charge $60 and $79 a pay period. And usually that includes the $19.75. If I were you, I would include it all in one fee rather than telling your agent that you're charging them two fees. So if you're looking to make $20 a pay period per agent, then your IBO fee needs to be $39.75. Some IBOs pay less than what a Rise pays. Sorry, what is the average IBO fee? Again, it really depends. I guess probably on average, I see a lot of IBOs may charge about $49.99 or $49.75. I see that a lot. And some IBOs charge by percent. So some won't, they'll charge you the $19.75 and then 10% of your check, or 6%, or they'll have a scale charging by percentages of your check. We have a flat fee at our company. And so it's kind of easier than having to do percents every pay period, because the more agents you get, unless you do the automatic payroll and set it up that way, you have to worry about doing it manually. But we just do the flat fee and call it a day. You can pay less than what a Rise pays. There's premier IBOs that do it. There's a lot of IBOs that do it. You can make good money that way and quickly. But again, you have to worry about losing your agents to agents who are paying what a Rise, to IBOs who pay what a Rise pays. You can do a combination of both. I do know IBOs that pay less and charge a good fee, and like I said, and they're making good money doing it. Referral bonuses that a Rise offers. That's another way that you can make money. A Rise will offer every now and then referral bonuses. So to get the bonus, you have to have, your agent has to be new signing up with a Rise. They can't be transferring. Usually, and you have to have them put your CSP ID in as a referral when they sign up, and then usually they have to sign up for a client within 7 days. So a Rise will offer from like $50 to $200 per agent or IBO that you do that with. You can make good money that way. I wouldn't say bank on that, because they're very strict about paying out on it. I know this invoice, we got a lot of referral bonuses on there, so that's nice. So it is another way that you can make money. Again, when you get greater than 6 active agents, they start discounting the $19.75 fee. You can offer perks that you're an affiliate for. So like for us, we do Legal Shield and a few other things that we're affiliates for, and those are also perks that we offer our agents. So we get paid when we get new agents and sign them up for what we sell, like Legal Shield and that sort of a deal. And we also do have our flat IBO fee. And you can use this company to expand and monetize outside of a Rise. One thing that I have a Rise to the Top IBO masterclass that teaches you all of that. And one thing I'm very big on stressing is signing up for business credit. So I started with the Rise, doing this to work from home and be flexible with scheduling, and like I just launched a food delivery service locally. So you can use this company to expand and start other companies. But definitely look into getting business credit. You'll need a DUNS number. Equifax, they have a whole different system with the business credit side. So useful tools that you can use for your company. For HR portals, I started off with Zenefits. They just started charging like last month, but they do still have a free option. I love Zenefits. So you can have your agent sign up through there. You can attach the portal to your website. So they'll actually have a portal they can get through your site in, and so it looks professional. You can put documents. So in there, I was putting invoices before I had the payroll company, but still I give them their SOWs in there. I'd put any contracts that they signed for me in there, or any agent information, and they can log into the portal 24 hours a day. They can print out whatever they want, and you don't have to worry about anything but uploading. You can also get their bank account information in Zenefits, and it'll store it in there for you. They can update their bank account information in there themselves if they need to change it, and you'll get notified when they do. So I like Zenefits. Payable is a great resource as well. Payable is a payroll company. You pay $10 an agent. They handle your 1099 forms at the end of the year, and they do the invoices as well. MailChimp, I love MailChimp. They're a great email service that you can use, and they have a free version to send out emails to all your agents. So like the squatters I was telling you about earlier, every couple weeks or sometimes every week, I'll send them all out through MailChimp what clients are being offered, the pay, and those sorts of things. And you can do contests and all types of things via email with your agents. GoDaddy has webmail. That's pretty good. So right, you can go to the GoDaddy site and get a domain, a website, and a business email for $12.74 for the first year right now. When you go to GoDaddy, you just hit hot promos, and that promotion will be there. So for $12.74, you'll be covered for 1 year, and it'll give you that domain, the website, and the professional email. Professional phone numbers. I use Grasshopper. They have plans that are starting at $12 a month. I love Grasshopper. You can have a professional voicemail put on there, and you can do extensions and all sorts of things. Google Voice, I know some IBOs use, it's free. That's also a good option as well. The websites, domains, branded emails, again, GoDaddy's really good. Onboarding and organizing, I love Trello. So Trello, you can sign up, it's free, and you can set, it's like a board on the computer. So I guess you can like envision a dry erase board, and you can just type and do whatever you need to do, put notes, and that sort of a deal in Trello. For brand building, I use Fiverr for almost everything. You can get business cards designed on Fiverr, car magnets. The professional voicemail I got created for like $5. Fiverr like does it all. If you go on Fiverr, and you'll pay between $5 to $15 for the stuff to get done, but it's great. I use it for Virtual Lions. I use it for our company Moving Mills. I love it. Vistaprint, they always have coupons online, and you know they have the 500 cards for $9.99 deal. And Vistaprint has a ton of stuff, and like I said, they always have coupon codes. So once you get your design created at Fiverr, and they do logos and all as well, you can go to Vistaprint and get your stuff printed out. National Pen, talking about the business credit again, one of the steps in building business credit is getting people that report. They are net 30. So you can go to National Pen and order pens, and we order all kind of stuff from there, all kind of promo items, and you don't have to pay for it right away. Within 30 days, you pay for it. Business accounts, again, I recommend Navy Federal. Capital One is pretty good. And schedulers, those meet and greets I was telling you about, Calendly is great. So you can send them an email to schedule a meet and greet with you. You can just set your schedule up in Calendly, and you don't have to worry about anything at that point. You'll send them the email, they'll go in and select a time from your available times, and you'll get the notification. So you don't have to do all the back and forth with the, what time are you available? No, I'm not available, that sort of deal. It's just you email them, please go on my calendar, set up a meet and greet time. So I know I've given a lot of information out, and we're going to do a question and answer time. These questions I got off of Facebook and via email from people who were wanting to attend, and you can type any questions that you have in chat as well. So the first question, since I've been an Arise agent, I want to be able to learn the systems or their modules or anything that we can play around with to become familiar. So there's not modules really that you can play around with to learn the systems. You can go to Ava and ask questions, but as far as like the client systems, you have to actually work the client to get access to that. Arise offers training through the certification process. Can we provide additional training help? So if you're familiar with the client, you can. What I do is I have a mentorship system. So I'll take a client that's already doing well in that, I'll take an agent, sorry, that's already doing well in that client. I give them a mentorship bonus and I pair them with the agent that's in training. So they kind of work together to get the agent through training. And since I've done that, my drop rate has drastically decreased. Explain the process again about what the fees are paid and what we deduct. Okay, so the fees that are paid are the $19.75, and it's every pay period. And the fees that you deduct from them will be that $19.75, and then whatever profit and however you're setting up your monetization, you'll put that on top of there. So like I said, we do a flat fee. We do we charge between $39.75 and $49.75 a pay period. Can the average person become an IBO? Yes, you can. It takes a lot of work. Anybody really can become an IBO, but getting your IBO to that level of success that you're financially stable is a whole nother story. It takes work and really just knowing what you're doing, and marketing. Your number one thing will be marketing, and then support. So supporting your agents once they come on. And then, like I said, building your business credit can help you and open more doors for you. And there's also other avenues of making money once you get established in Arise. Should you take a class? If you're trying to get established quicker, I recommend taking a class. I wish that when I started I had a class. Honestly, it took me a while to learn a lot of this stuff that I learned. It took me a lot of falls to learn a lot of stuff. So I do recommend taking some sort of a class that'll give you that knowledge up front so you don't have to worry about going through all those pitfalls. You'll still experience some, but it won't be as bad because you'll have the knowledge. The estimated income or potential income, that will depend on the size of your IBO. I mean, I know IBOs that are making $5,000 to $10,000 a month. I know IBOs that are making barely $100 a pay period. So, and the size team needed, that will depend on your monetization method. If you're paying what a Rise pays, and say you charge $49.75 a pay period, I mean, that'll be what, $30 an agent profit for you. So every 10 agents you have, you'll have $300 a pay period until you start getting that the fee subtraction that you get for having a lot of agents. So once you say you charge $39.75 and you get 100 agents, rather than having to pay a Rise $19.75, you'll get that whole $39.75. So you'll be making $40 an agent. And at 100 agents, that's what, $4,000 a pay period. Now, if you're paying less and charging an IBO fee, I mean, you can make easily 5,000 to 8,000, if not more, with 100 agents a pay period, or you could easily make with 20 agents, you know, at the 1,800 to 1,000 a pay period. Okay, and I'm gonna answer some of these chat box questions. Sorry, you guys. I haven't been ignoring you. Okay, can I elaborate on business credit? So business credit is pretty much credit for your business. It's just like personal credit, but it's for your company. So if you have a company, which everyone is going to have as an IBO, you can have two forms of credit pretty much. So you can have your personal credit and your business credit. You can do the same things with your business credit with a good credit score that you can do with personal credit. You can buy a house. You can get credit cards. Uh, I'm buying a fleet of cars for my food delivery service company under my business credit. You can get loans. So it's pretty much one person having two forms of credit if you build your business credit right. Building business credit, well, I won't really be able to go into that in this class. I do teach that in our Rise to the Top masterclass for time's sake, because it's not really just like a one done deal. There's methods to it. But no, it's not hard. It's harder if your personal credit is bad, but it's not impossible. Honestly, when I started the business credit, my personal credit was horrible. How long did it take me to get to the point of being financially stable? I'm going to tell you, it didn't take me that long, but I got to a point of financial stability. Arise lost 2 clients, and that's the other thing. You can never get comfortable. I've always kept other streams of income open, because with Arise, like, you never know. Arise lost 2 clients, and I lost half of my company because I had a ton of agents on those clients. And so then I had to start over again. And so I guess to answer your question, it probably took me about 4 to 5 months of getting consistent agents and getting everybody working and out of training. Probably by month 8, I was sitting pretty financially. The other thing with my personal situation, I've winded up having a very tragic situation with the passing of a baby that I had, and that really put me into overdrive. So I'm not gonna lie, I worked day and night, like I didn't sleep after that. And that really, within a couple months, I grew my company almost 300%. So it really depends on how much work you're able to put into it. What else do I teach in my masterclass? Well, actually, let me pull that next slide for you. It actually starts this says May 14th, but let me go ahead and change that now. It's May 15th, since May 14th is Mother's Day. But I teach being a 1099 and dealing with taxes, so that you'll know yourself about taxes, and you can also better explain it to your agents. I give you explanations of tools to help you run your company at a small, medium, and large size, how to use them, and I'm very frugal, so the tools that I have are not that expensive because I don't like to pay a lot of money for stuff. We teach you monetizing within and outside of Arise. We also teach you staying legal as a company, so that you can try to, avoid getting sued and staying in compliance with being 1099. We teach you recruiting and marketing methods, how to become a premier IBO. We teach you how to set your company up from start to finish. I give you email templates, contract templates, other helpful IBO documents, verbiage that can ease the doubt in potential agents, because a lot of people freak out when they hear they have to pay for stuff, but if you word it right, you won't have an issue. It's all about how you're wording things. For instance, the fee that they have to pay. When I talk to agents, I let them know we talk about being 1099, we talk about them having to pay their own taxes, and we also talk about the tax benefits that they can have. Always put out that disclaimer that I'm not legally giving them tax advice. But one of the benefits of being 1099 is that you can write off expenses. Well, any fees that you pay can be a write-off for you. And that eases a lot of agents' mind when you start talking about fees, knowing that they can write it off and essentially almost get it back at the end of the year. How to grow your IBO if you're already established. I have an ebook that teaches you that as well, so you'll get the ebook. We teach you about business credit, how to get it established. I help you sign up, get your duns, and that sort of a deal. And so it's pretty much just like an all-around course of getting you started and on your journey of becoming premier. is what we do in our Rise to the Top class. And when you logged in, you put your email in for this class, and so you'll get an email for the class if you want to sign up for it. Do I feel like being an IBO is worth it? Well, definitely for me it was. I said it gave me financial stability. It also helped me to launch a whole nother company. It most definitely was for me. I get to spend time with my family on my schedule, take vacations. So yeah, I feel like it's worth it. What are the odds of being successful? So I'll give you a Rise's odds, which is why I recommend taking some sort of a class, whether it be my master class or I know that there's some other IBOs that offer them as well. So the odds, there's about 13,000 IBOs with the Rise right now. There's about 20 Premier Gold. There's about 20 Premier Silver, maybe 30. And then there's about 150 Bronze Premier. So there's about 13,000 IBOs and about 200 of them are in Premier status. To hit Premier status, Bronze, you just need to have 6 agents. So you can pretty much say that only 200 IBOs with the Rise have 6 or more agents. So yeah, I guess you can interpret those odds any way you would like, but that's why I say it's essential that you kind of get in and learn what you're doing, network, and that sort of a deal. Now, some of those are by choice. Some IBOs don't want to recruit, but some of them, I think they probably don't know how to or where to start, which is what we teach you. So I think I've gotten to everyone's questions. Let me see. Yeah, I think that was just about everyone's questions. If there are no more questions, I want to thank you all for coming. And you can go, I have an Arise to the Top Facebook page if you're not already on there. Look us up and join us. We give tips and that sort of deal on that page. You can ask questions on that page as well. And get help. I'm on there pretty consistently, so I chime in and answer questions as well. So thank you so much for attending, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night.